Hey, day 65 of the lockdown never-ending story. Although I do believe it's going to be ending, but we'll see. I think I'm going to get up to 90, maybe 85, I hope. And then we'll end this little shindig we've been doing. But I told you I was going to do Military Mondays, but with The Last Dance, I wanted to tell this story about me going to Game 6 of the 98 finals yesterday. But today, we'll do Military Tuesdays this week. Listen, last week I talked about basically the orgy I caught on the ship. And I don't want to think it's a big free-for-all on ships and bases, but I'm going to tell you guys another freaky story that I saw in the military. So I was stationed at NAB Coronado, mid to late 90s. And there was a nightclub on the base called Gator Gardens. And so where NAB Coronado is, it's one side is the base, the other side you got to cross a little highway, and then you're on the side where the Bud students train and the SEAL teams are. But there was a big open beach there, right? And a lot of guys would sneak off and take girls over to the beach. So I'm on patrol one night, and we see this guy and girl leave the base. So usually it was strange when guys and girls leave the base and they're walking. And then they walked on the other side of the base. So they walked from one side of the base, they crossed the little highway, then they went on the SEAL side of the base, Navy SEAL side, and they headed to the beach. So one guy called another guy, and we was on patrol. We was like, we think we're gonna have some action on the beach tonight, which up to that point I ain't really seen any. I heard about it, but I ain't seen any. I heard people mess around on the beach. So we see him walk on the beach, and we all call each other, car 6, car 5, whatever. So we had two Jeep Cherokees, and then we had these big ATVs we used to drive with these big floodlights on them. So the Jeep Cherokees had the floodlights, and then the ATVs had the big floodlights. So we all strategically placed ourselves. We got two Jeeps right here, and there's this big sand dune. So we're on one side of the sand dune. Then we got from the left side and right side, we got the ATVs, and we brought them in real slow and silent, right? So then we made a countdown. We was like, all right, on the count of 10, we're gonna light them up, because we knew there was somewhere on the beach because it was so dark we can't see. So we count down to 10. All of a sudden, count of 10, we light this beach up. We come over the sand dunes, the two Jeeps, and the ATVs come from both directions. So we all light them up. It looked like a football field got lit up, right? The dude was mid-stroke inside the girl. All we saw was this white ass and these white legs spread open, this white ass just pumping. And the dude grabs the girl, right? And looks around at us, realized he's busted, and then tried to get the last like 4 or 5 pumps in to finish. So he just went, whoa, right? And then, so keep in mind, he's now in the girl still. He's still inside of her. His penis is still inside of her. He's looking around at us going, respect the lady, guys. Come on, turn off the lights. Respect the lady. And then I'm thinking, respect the lady. You got sand in her cooch. What do you mean respect the lady? Get a room, homie. But we didn't turn him in. Actually, I thought it was a cool cop. I didn't turn too many people in. We just said, all right, man. They got up. We turned the lights off. Told them to get up, get out of here. What are you doing? And then he was getting ready. I remember he was getting ready to start his Bud schools. So he was getting ready to try to be a Navy SEAL. I don't know if he ever made it, but he was trying. And that was the thing, like being on a base like NAB Coronado with a bunch of Navy SEALs. We never had issues with the Navy SEALs. It was always the Bud students you got to watch out for, especially the ones that got rolled, dropped out. They were the first ones at the bar that weekend getting shit-faced, telling everyone their excuses of why they got rolled. It was never their fault. And then, because I remember one time I pulled this guy over and he was drinking. And, yes, he'd been drinking. And then he gives me some sob story of his lifelong dream was to be a Navy SEAL, and he worked so hard and he got into buds, and this is going to mess everything up. I said, dude, I hear you, man. I'm not here to crush your dreams. So I took his car keys and parked his car for him, drove him back to his barracks, and then I let him, this never happened. Let him go. So I'm thinking, I hope he makes it. That motherfucker, that dude didn't last a week in the buds. The next week I saw him out. I was like, he dropped out after a week? And I knew some of the SEAL instructors, and we always had a SEAL on duty with us. And so they all knew each other. So if I saw somebody and they'd be like, yeah, he just got rolled. He dropped out. I was so mad that that guy got dropped out after he gave me this whole sob story of his lifelong dream was to be a SEAL. And if he gets his DUI, he's going to get kicked out at Buds and he can't go. And they were starting this week. And then some bitch didn't even make it a week and he rang the bell. I was like, it's whatever. All right. Well, there's a couple military stories for you. And I'll see you tomorrow. It's Wednesday.